Three ways to raise funding as a real estate investor, entrepreneur, business owner. And the number one way is venture capital. So VC firms, what they do is they provide funding for startups and small businesses with high growth potential. And that's the most important thing. They want to see that high growth and potential in exchange for equity or ownership stakes and in your company. And these VC funding involves typically multiple rounds. Usually they're called seed rounds, like Series A, Series B, with increasing rounds of capital as the business grows. So if you ever watch a TV show, Shark Tank, a lot of times that's what they're doing. And these different seed rounds are usually based on different milestones. So like maybe the first seed is maybe helping develop the technology, and then maybe the next step is getting that technology inspected by a third party, whatever those milestones to take it to the next step. Now, it maybe in that TV show, you also may have shown in this the second one, which is angel investing. So angel investors are typically affluent individuals who provide capital to a lot of times these early stage companies or these long-term companies that have a new technology venture, but they're giving you those funds in exchange for typically either convertible debt or ownership equity. Now, a convertible debt or a convertible note, and there's a lot of different ways to structure those, but typically maybe it's debt, or maybe it's equity, or combination of the two, or maybe it's debt. And then if it doesn't get paid back a certain period of time, it turns into equity. Now, typically these angel investors usually invest your money in and offer a lot of times mentorship as well as advice in addition to funding. But typically, if it's smart money, what I would call smart money, meaning that not only they're helping with the mentorship, but they also have connections within that particular industry that maybe can propel that business forward with maybe a contract or connections to get a big purchase order, or whatever in that particular industry. So that's number two. So number three is equity crowdfunding. And this method, how this works is it allows for multiple investors to pool their funds together in exchange for equity shares. And a lot of times they're done on platforms like you may have heard of Kickstarter or Indiegogo. And there's also specialized equity crowdfunding sites like Seed Invest or Crowdcube. And what they do is they facilitate these type of investments and enabling businesses to raise capital from a large number of small investors instead of like maybe one or two angel investors or VC firm. And so a lot of times people have to start there in order to get the other one. Sometimes they get the eye on an angel investor. It just depends on where you are. Now, the equity crowdfunding, now it really depends on the type of investors that you have, because you may have some SEC rules that you have to abide by in order to list on some of these sites. All right. Well, hey, definitely look in the bottom here where we wrote an article on the 5 ways to finance a business. So there's 4 different ways versus equity that you can fund your business. And definitely look forward to watching you on the next video.